session being sort of like the end of a chapter, if you will, where if you guys kind of remember, like it was session 23 was kind of like the end of the first chapter where you guys were, perusing around Phandalin, and at that point we had the whole group. Everybody that's here was there at that point. And then it was like session 24, you guys were tying up loose ends and stuff, and then that was where you guys head up to Neverwinter. So it's been a while, and now you guys are going to be sort of tying up a few final pieces here and there with this one. So at least in my mind, again, that's just how I sort of have my mind saved up. Because, when you guys left for Neverwinter, that was session 24. And that was session 24. And that took place on the 21st of Myrtle, which is the month of melting. And it is currently the 30th. So you guys have been... actually, no. No, it's not. Session... No, wait, no, it was that. Because you guys... Yes, no, that is right. You guys got to... the tower on... in session 38. So, yeah, you guys got there session 38. So, yeah, it is currently the 30th of Myrtle. So, tomorrow... in game is the 1st of Kythorn, the time of flowers. It is the first day of spring, technically. So, well, no, actually, it's not first day. It's actually, wait a second. Come to think of it, Deep Winter, the Claw of Winter, and then the Claw of Sunsets. Ah, shit. I had this somewhere. It was in. Here it is. Oh yeah, no. You guys are like cranked hard into summer right now. You're gonna be in the middle of summer. That's right. Yeah. Time of flowers, Kythorn. Alright, cool. So with that, do a quick recap. What's up?
On the notes,
sounds awesome.
Sections were like January.
Oh yeah, no, like it has been months. And I mean it's because there was a lot of stuff going on in Neverwinter. There was a lot of stuff going on, that took you guys a while in there, and then schedules also just did not benefit us, with holidays and events and stuff like that. So, but 'tis life. There we go. Now I won't be so blown out when I switch over to a white screen. Awesome. Cool. Oh god, no, I don't need a seizure today.
Oh whoa.
Oh well.
There we go. I accidentally hit the button on my phone that controls my lights, and it made it so that it responded to my voice. And that's definitely not at all what I need in my life right now. All right, cool. So, last session, which was 822, session 41, as the bookcase moved, the group could hear someone talking to someone else. Nylor used Find Familiar to summon his owl to get a better look. He was able to see the Necromancer and a zombie beholder. He also realized there was another wall of force leading to the area where the Necromancer was. They then learned that the cave went down another path that led to an area where 7 coffins were and a crystal that controls the wall of force. Knowing that the coffins might have some enemies in them, Cephas and Zash went about destroying them, which worked until about halfway through when they crossed the magical zone that animated the zombies. Once the zombies were dead, though, they destroyed the crystal and broke the wall of force. The owl slipped in unnoticed, and the group began discussing their plans. They were then able to hear the necromancer talking about waiting about 150 years to resurrect his friend Bertrand. With the plan to cast Hold Person against the necromancer, the group moved in. The necromancer questioned the group when he noticed the owl and called out to them. The group enacted their plan and went for the necromancer. At this point, combat ensued, during which the necromancer was basically counterspelled into submission. Thank you, Smith. You have made me hate a spell so hard. A spell that I love, but have never seen so masterfully handed. So much credit in the world to you. And they killed.
It's gonna be his permanent.
Yeah, it's fireball and counterspell. And they killed Ernesto before he could hit anyone with his eye beams. At one point, Smith cast fireball, and Almo tried to counterspell it, but Smith counterspelled that, causing the fireball to destroy Almo's table. At this point, Almo cast Wall of Force on Zash and Nylor and ran into the gate that was behind him, the portal. The group followed Almo once Nylor and Zash were free, and on the other side of the portal, they entered a purplish, hazy realm. They then watched as Almo screamed at a figure flying around an open pit, with Zash's brother Therum floating above the pit. Almo screamed that they wouldn't die, or that he was told that they wouldn't die. The figure then flew down and explained that at this point it didn't matter, and the ritual was done, and Almo had served his purpose. He then killed Almo where he stood and showcased what he did with Therum's body. It was then revealed that Therum's body was now inhabited by the Lord of Shadows, also known as the Ghost King. He revealed that he was the one who killed the star-touched Azamar, which Nylor apparently belongs to. It was at this point that the Lord of Shadow left and told Shaddam, the figure that was flying around, to do away with the interlopers. As Shaddam flew down towards the group, they began casting spells which were ineffective due to his sphere of anti-magic. Zash then used his Shadow Step ability to retrieve Almo's body for obviously altruistic reasons and obviously not for monetary gain. And as Shaddam went for Albina, someone jumped through the portal and threw a magical blade at Shaddam, which was able to penetrate the anti-magic sphere. Everyone looked over at this person and did not recognize him, but Smith, in the moment that he saw him, had a memory that this was, in fact, Miska. He then told Smith to get everyone out while he held Shaddam back. Smith agreed and ran back through the portal with everyone as the structure that they were standing on in this strange realm collapsed, destroying the portal. Before the portal collapsed, Miska shouted to Smith, "Come find me, I know you remember." And that was where we left it. You guys are all on the other side of this portal, which is no longer active. What was sort of like the, odd, hazy, purplish tunnel doorway that led into the other realm, it is now just a rocky kind of stand, like an empty doorway. And you have the dead wizard's body on the ground in front of you.
I'm gonna loot the body.
Okay. What did you say, Stacy?
Should Encounter Plus be black?
Oh,
Just see our characters.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, we're on the other side of the portal, back inside the tower, yeah.
Yes, you guys should just be in the in the dungeon, in the tunnels.
Okay.
Unless do you see that at all?
I see it.
Oh, I saw it before.
I can
Before
see your
I wandered
beautiful
off.
map work.
Oh, this ain't my beautiful map work. This is someone else's.
take credit.
I will never take credit for drawing a map. I can't for the life of me draw a map. You want to see a map that I draw? Here. I'll show you a map that I made, okay? This is called Snowstorm. This is where my players played in the Rime of the Frost Maiden game last weekend. Guess what? It's just a giant fucking white rectangle because it's in the middle of the snow. And it served its purpose.
Encounter Plus thinks it's so bad that it's not showing it to me.
Oh, here. Wait, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I fuck with this map.
Yeah, that's
this
it.
gives me training room
like
vibes from Street Fighter.
That's it. It's just a straight up giant white rectangle. And I'll tell you what, Smith in this game is like, Fireball and Counterspell. And in that game, he's just murders McGee when it comes to his giant ass sword and his Goliath barbarian. Yeah.
Hey man, sometimes you just
Where
gotta
these
muck
people
duck.
make
And the fact
these
that
map makers, they use software and stuff. It's not like they
yeah,
do all
I mean they
that.
definitely do use some software. But
I'm sure you can make something better than a snowstorm.
the thing is I love the fact that like I have to actually physically have two separate things on my side when it comes to Smith and how his characters are named, because all of his characters are named Smith, and I have to differentiate them because Encounter Plus gets really confused. Because there was one time I almost loaded up P5 and it was his new barbarian, and it's like, oh, that would be really confusing. Okay, so you are going to loot the body. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
That I can do. Ooh. Well, I rolled a nat 17. I don't know what my investigation is on that.
Your investigation is a +3, so that's a soft 20.
Ooh, soft 20. Wow.
All right. Yeah. So
good opening roll.
absolutely. I will say that what you notice about him is that he is wearing the two major things that you notice that he is wearing is a set of like bracers around his wrists that appear to be made out of like ornately crafted metal. And then you also see on him, he is wearing a ring that appears to be made out of wood with tiny little engravings with like little stones, little green stones laid into them. Beyond that, you also see that he is wearing robes.
Oh yeah, I'm a yoink it all. I have no respect for this dude.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, you currently have a robe, some bracers, and a ring. Beyond that, he does have a small coin pouch on his side that houses
Plus.
Oh shit!
Why do I have this open twice?
Wrong setting. That is holding about 52 gold.
Okay. I'm gonna add that to the party funds.
Okay. So yeah, like I said, it is a robe.
Okay. I forget. Did Iggy ever learn how to identify? Is that something Smith? I don't remember.
That is something that Smith can teach him.
He hasn't yet, though.
I don't believe so, because I think Iggy's spells right now are, yeah, Scorching Ray. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, he could teach him it. Basically after a long rest,
right.
he could have that spell if you wanted him to.
I was gonna pass items out to get ID'd a little quicker, but
oh yeah, I got
I'll
you.
go up to Smith and see if he can identify this stuff. Please and thank you, sir.
All right.
So you're passing me what again?
Bracers, robe, and ring.
Right.
Any of these seem magical?
You can definitely tell that they, like, even just looking at the robes, you can tell that they have some kind of magical essence to them. They are sort of tattered and aged, and the edges have sort of frayed away. But you could see that at one time these were almost like a regal set of robes that have a dark purple hue with like linings of silver and black, and it's adorned with onyx crystals around the neck. So yeah, are you going to spend the time to identify it, or did you want to use your spell slots?
Well, I am pretty much out of spell slots. We haven't long rested yet, have we?
You have not. So to identify each one, it would take you about a half an hour.
All right.
What do you guys think? Should we rest here for a little bit? I'm pretty exhausted.
Is that portal seem like it's open and still, or it's closed?
The portal is gone. There is no light. There's no image. It is literally a rocky archway that is just sort of there laid into the stone, but it's just leading into stone.
Nowhere. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind resting short or long or whatever. What time is it in the game?
It is currently, from what you guys were about, it's about 5 o'clock.
Okay.
I mean, now I will say, you also don't know how much time passed while you were in while you were in that other world.
Maybe we can go up and check.
Yeah, so when we went in there, it was about 5. That's
when
what
you
you're
went
saying?
in there. It was like late 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock.
There's no calendar, no clocks.
I mean, none of you have a watch. I mean, Zash never had his family hand him down a Rolex, in the lineage. And
I don't even know if watches are.
Not really. Not really.
I just have a portable sundial.
I mean,
tiny sundial.
Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I was thinking Druidcraft allows you to tell what the weather is like, but that's it. Doesn't let you tell you.
Yeah.
There is a feat though.
I was gonna use it every game day. Never did.
There is a feat though it's something along those lines. Like
Isn't it Keen Mind? Like you always know the time of day.
No, it is
like,
that. You always know, Keen Mind. You always know which way is north, and you always know how many hours left before the next sunrise or sunset. So, yeah, none of you have that, but that definitely is definitely a thing.
So, in character, Iluna obviously wants to get back to her,
Yep, her companions.
Pets. And kind of is curious with Smith and the dude who went through the thing. Like, we don't know who he is, so Iluna would ask.
None of you guys knew who that guy was. Other than like Smith, he did shout at Smith.
Yeah, Iluna would ask who was that? How did he even get here? Now he's trapped in there. Did you recognize him? Smith. Is he talking? Whoa! There's a fly.
Nope.
Did he hear you?
I don't know.
What's up?
Smith.
Did you hear her, Smith?
I did not.
Oh, she was asking.
Sorry.
She was asking you if you knew who that man was. That Miska, the guy that only you recognized.
And I recall him just briefly from a flashback.
You recall him from those like brief memories of when you were talking to Alphonse, and you were talking to the other members of the Stalwart Six. General Sabine and Alphonse and Lord Neverember. When you saw him and he shouted to you, you had one of those thoughts, and it was just for the briefest second. It was you. It was a scene where you were basically like in a set up camp. You imagine just like you would set up camp anytime you were adventuring with your current group. But you were standing before a table with that other elven woman, and then he was like sort of sitting off to himself, looking through a bag. But you like immediately recognize him, and the name Miska does come to mind.
Oh, what was that?
What was what?
I don't know if it was my end or yours, but it sounded all really horrible and super loud suddenly. But it's gone now, so.
Yep. So
it was highly unpleasant.
Do you tell her anything about him, or do you reveal that information? Okay.
So we were originally looking for him at the.
Right. You guys were supposed to meet him at the Moonstone. You were supposed to go and spy on him at the Moonstone Mask.
So what do we know about Mishka?
The most that everybody knows is that he was the leader of the Troubleshooters, which was sort of the power enforcing group that showed up to back up Thunsorn when he sort of usurped power over the Keens and his father. The Troubleshooters were the ones that were also going around town to all the buildings that were owned by the Keens, essentially giving them letters saying like, hey, pay us a protection tax.
Gotcha. Now the rest of the group knows of the Stalwart Six, right?
The rest of the group knows of the Stalwart Six.
Because I'm terrible with names.
Yeah.
Alphonse Knox.
Yeah, so there is a group known as the Stalwart Six, that consisted of that historically consisted of 5 members: Lord Neverember, Miska, Sergeant Alphonse Knox, General Sabine, and an elven caster named Sophia. Now, that's kind of the remnants of what became of the Stalwart Six was sort of lost to history after some dubious missions and quests that they went on. Eventually the group broke up. Lord Neverember, Alphonse Knox, and Sabine going into more official roles within Neverwinter. Miska basically falling, Sophia going, having no recorded history beyond her deeds within the Stalwart Six, and then Miska sort of falling off the face of the earth for a little while until popping back up within recent years as the leader of this sellsword mercenary group known as the Troubleshooters.
And I have memories of being the 6th member of the Stalwart Six?
You have memories of being a part of that group, yes. Like, you have memories of fighting alongside them.
Just one moment.
So, you would let us know that you think you're part of the Stalwart Six, or you were, and that Miska was too, and did he have to go? I
Yeah,
think he did.
Sorry,
Oh
It's all good.
yes, it's okay. I
my
was.
mom was talking to me. So I will let the group know that that was Mishka, and that's kind of where I'll go from there. Yeah.
Okay, so how much are you going to divulge to them? Is it more or
Well,
less like that yeah, that was Miska?
um, yeah, I'm assuming they're gonna ask how I know, and then that's when I'll kind of go into more information as to having the memories and whatnot.
Have we long rested yet or not?
No, you have not.
It's 5 o'clock, so I don't know how that works game wise. If it's too early.
Basically, you guys would not be able to benefit from the effects of a long rest yet. You would have to wait until it was closer to night to then sleep, because you still need to have that 8 hours, and you get the benefit at the end of the 8 hours.
Okay.
So, the Stalwart Six, I'm just trying to grasp what we know as characters.
Basically, what I explained to you, they were exalted heroes across the realm that, went on.
Yeah, but we knew of Miska being part of Stalwart Six from Alphonse previously.
Yes.
Okay. We have no idea why he would have shown up here, though. Like
Not a clue.
He.
Do I have
Well,
any?
that's a mystery we never solved.
Do I have any idea where he would want me to meet him? He said find him, or something like that.
You don't. I mean, you
Not
don't.
bringing me back in my memories.
Nothing that you can. You know what? Actually, roll me a history check.
Not 20.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
As you're standing there thinking about this, and I'm just gonna move you guys up to the ground floor. This way we can.
There's nothing worth like digging through or exploring or grabbing.
I mean, other than the body of the destroyed rubble of his table and the few like destroyed pieces of equipment that he had, which is mostly now just broken glass and like splintered pieces of wood, and the dead beholder body that is like sort of festering there.
We looked at the table, right?
Chop it in half.
Sorry, what about the table?
It can't be like.
Have we discovered or looked at through the remnants of the table and the papers and see if there's anything recoverable? Or is everything just an ash pretty much?
I mean, the wood is pretty much scorched. All glass that was there is shattered. If there was books there, the only thing that remains is like the leather bindings and stuff like that, as most of the pages were just caught up with the fire.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's really nothing of value within that cluster. As for the body of the beholder, it is basically just a festering undead husk.
So, being undead, nothing could raise it again. No other necromancer will raise an undead beholder. Not this one.
I mean, that's outside the realm of I would imagine that's outside the realm of Iluna's knowledge of necromancy.
I mean, that would be her concern. So why wouldn't we just like chop it up?
I mean, if you guys want to brutally mutilate the body of the beholder.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, from Nylar's perspective, can he try to see if there's anything like worth harvesting from the beholder? I mean, like, we know that the ring, we know of the like ring of
was
the beholder
created
thing.
big
so
eye.
like, I don't know.
Maybe the other eye.
I will roll a survival check for Nylar. Okay, well that's a nat 20.
Oh yeah, I think he's at a +7 for survival. Wait, is that what you said, or did you say nature? I'm sorry, I cannot.
No, I rolled a survival check for him.
God, that's a 20 fucking 7.
So I'm
the
going
thing
to
did
say,
try to
because he's never really interacted with one, plus the fact that once this thing was killed, you know, rot is already, you know, innate with it. I'm going to say that there's not really enough there that would be harvestable. I'd say from his perspective, if there is any concern about the potentiality of somebody coming back here and raising this thing again, he believes that simply like destroying the eye stalks and essentially destroying the eyes would suffice in any repercussions that were to happen, because at that point the most that it could do is just float around and bite things.
So basically just
we'll
cut
poke
the
the
eye
eyes
stalks
out.
off.
Yeah, you could crush them, poke them, you know, cut them.
We know full well it tried to zap us, and we don't
Why don't we just
really need this
decapitate
to
it and burn the
out.
head?
It is just a head.
Oh wait, okay.
Yep. Here, I
Oh,
don't know if
I'm
you saw.
sorry.
my
I don't
eye.
think I did.
No, it's all good. I don't. I mean, you weren't here. You weren't here to see the picture last time, but I just posted it in the P5 chat. That is what this thing looks like. So it is just a floating head with a giant mouth and a bunch of cloudy white eyes. Well, it doesn't have the center eye.
Yeah, aside from the beholder, I'm fine to be whatever floor seems reasonable.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you
guess
guys
we
wanted
can
to
only
head
go
up to start, you know, like see what time of day it is, things like that.
Short rest?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna move you guys up top here to the ground floor. So Smith, with that 27 in with that 27 history check, something does come to your mind, and it's almost as if it is part of those memories that you forgot. Something, when he says, "Find me, I know you remember," it triggers something in your head that there was almost a voice that called out to you, that was like a female voice the moment that he did that. But what was your question that initiated that die roll? Because I know you asked a question about him.
Do I
thought
know where I'd meet up with him? Me?
Ah. Oh, shit. I had this. Ugh. God. Hold on. Fuck, did I put it? Ah, crap. Hold on. Sorry. All right, there we go. So, as you sort of have this thought, a name comes to your mind. Years ago, you have almost this vague memory where a name came to you. You eventually did some looking into it, And something in this moment, where Miska shouted, "Find me. I know you remember." It was a little slip of paper, and you have kept it all this time. You never really knew what it meant. But as you are going through your book, looking for the spell Identify, as you're planning on, going up to cast this ritual spell, you find this little slip of paper that you have used as a bookmark for some time. And the name on it just stands out. And it feels right in this moment that this is where this came from. And it's a slip of paper that says, "The city of Moyle, the city that waits." And in the time that you have had this, you never knew what this meant. The city that waits. You have looked into it a little bit, and the pieces start to fall into place as you realize the last time you looked into this, you learned that the city of Moyle is a city in the Shadowfell. So you weren't really able to gather much information about it. Only that you know that the Shadowfell is a almost dark echo of the mortal world. A twilight realm that exists on the other side of this world and its material presence. Very much the antithesis of the Feywild. But yeah, looking at this piece of paper that says Moyle, you believe that this is what he meant.
Does he reveal that?
That's up to him.
What did he say?
She was just asking if you said that.
Yeah.
Because all of us heard Miska shout, like, "Come find me." So.
Yeah, I'll relay that to the group and say we should probably head there.
At some point. Back. Yeah. I was gonna say, Iluna probably would have talked to Nylar about being the last Aasimar and his family if he knew anything about that, but I guess
Nylar is contemplating the thoughts on his own silently right now.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's something to be asked another time. I just have to make my own notes because. But so we are currently one floor above where we were in the cellar, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to
And
explain.
the only way, I was gonna ask. The only other floor we knew of was traveled in the horrible fashion through that orb.
Oh
And we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
do
I mean,
that
that's if you guys want to go back up there. I mean, who knows if that even still works now that the necromancer's dead.
Oh.
But if you guys are doing a short rest, go ahead and do that. You guys can have some time as I do two things, which is going to be explaining a little bit about these items to Smith as he is casting his spell.
Oh.
And then sort of what you guys are experiencing once you get up there. So I'll do them in order. As you are heading up the ladder that leads from the basement up onto this first floor, you all get up there, and almost instantly you all feel slightly different. You've only you've only been downstairs for, at most maybe about 15 minutes, maybe about 20 minutes. But coming back up, you get this sort of like refreshing breath as you get up here. Looking through the windows that are present here on this floor, you also hear something that up until now you realized you have not heard in the hours that you have been in this town. And that is the sound of birds. The sound of the wind blowing and the scent of fresh air. As you are resting, does anyone open the door or look out the windows?
I think Albina would probably be sitting looking by the windows.
Yeah, as you look out the window, you can see that everything around here is a little bit more lively. The grass is now a slightly more vibrant green. The wood pylons that are scattered across this courtyard have a bit more lust to their to the timbers. Even the stones that are here on the tower have almost a new luster to them. And again, you see flying now above this area, you see birds as they perch atop the tower that you are currently occupying. Smith.
And you said before,
Okay.
you said before, whenever something flying was up there, it would get shot down, right?
Correct.
Got shot. Yeah. That's great.
Okay, well we can.
So for you,
We noticed the time of
the time of day, it seems about right for how long you guys are down there. It seems about 5 o'clock. So you feel that the amount of time you spent in the wherever you were, which is the Shadowfell, that there's no major occurrence here in this realm. Because as most people know, traveling to other planes can really get fucky.
Sure.
All right. So, Smith, which one do you identify first? The robes, the bracer, or the ring?
Go with the ring first.
This is a ring of... I gotta see something real fast. Yeah. This is a ring of regeneration. And what this is while you are wearing this ring, you regain 1d6 hit points every 10 minutes, provided that you have at least one hit point. If you lose a body part, the ring causes the missing part to regrow and return to full functionality after about 7 days. It's 1d6 plus 1 days, as long as you have one hit point during that whole time. Anytime that you go below that and are brought back up, that timer resets.
Can you post these?
Yeah, I'm going to...
Okay. Just because, like, I'm dumb and, like, you said it, but it was, like, in one ear and out the other for me.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that something like if you have the ring on yourself and someone else loses a limb,
You can yes.
put it on them instead?
You could put it on them
Okay.
if you
It's
so
not
wanted.
like, well, I was gonna say like it only if it only worked while you were wearing the ring. I mean, if you lost your arm previous to getting the
you
ring
have
on your
I mean,
body,
if you're talking
then-
about that, yes, you have to put it back on to a finger that you have. You have to be wearing the ring.
I mean, like, if you had to be wearing the ring before you lost your body part.
No,
or
you
if
can
it
put the ring on while you are wearing the ring. If you lose a body part, the ring causes it to regrow.
Well, I know. It said while wearing the ring.
While wearing the ring, you regain 1d6 hit points every 10 minutes. So there is the ring. What do you go with next, Smith? The bracers or the robe?
Go with the robe.
Okay, the robe. This robe is the robe of the necromancer. Those wearing the robe can cast the animate dead spell once per day. The spell cast in this way does not require material components. Additionally, while wearing this, your base armor class is 14 plus your dexterity modifier. You have advantage on saving throws against necromancy spells and effects. Your spell save DC and spell attack bonus are increased by 1, and spells that you cast ignore resistance to necrotic damage.
Nice.
Wow.
Do I have to attune to it?
You do have to attune to it.
Damn.
Yep.
I'll probably. Can I lose my attunement to something else? Because you can only attune to 3 things.
You can always break attunement to something to attune to something else. It takes a single action, or I think the way that I put it is it's a single action to break attunement, as long as it's not something that's cursed or something like that. Which none of the 3 items that you have attuned right now are cursed items, so you could just break your attunement to them. And lastly, you have let me hear. Robe of the necromancer. Let me just throw this in there with it. Okay, there is that.
And this is a flashback or a glimpse that he's gonna have of Albina while he's trying to pick up that ring.
All right, and I imagine after that you go with the bracers.
Yep.
These ones are pretty straightforward. These are bracers of defense. While you are wearing these bracers, you gain a +2 AC if you're wearing no armor or using a shield.
Holy shit.
Now you see why I wanted you guys to more like attack him and not use AoEs, because this motherfucker was packing.
God, he had some heat.
Go, bracers of defense.
They're so pretty.
Those will match Albina's hair more than yours, Smith.
No. They match
Albina's wearing armor, though.
It's true. It's true.
I think the only people those work on is Cephas and myself.
The bracers of defense?
Yeah, because
also,
everybody else has armor on,
also Smith.
Oh, Smith. Oh, I figured he'd want the robes, though.
Also, Albina looks better with that ring.
If I'm not mistaken as well, Cephas also has a half plate. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, Cephas is wearing half plate.
Oh, I thought barbarians didn't.
I don't even know.
Barbarians get unarmored defense, which means their AC equals 10 plus dex plus con, so that would put him at a 13. But with a half plate, he's up to 17.
Okay.
So.
No, if I have armor, probably just leather armor if I do.
Yeah, that would either for Zash. Yeah, because Zash, you are not wearing... Now, I will say, Zash, you are also wearing thunder bracers.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I was going to say, you already have bracers. Just double...
That would conflict a little bit. Yeah. Like I said, these were... I was really hoping for you guys to just try and attack him. But... No.
What was that again?
What's that?
Why did you want us to attack him again?
Because his AC was redonkulous.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Looks like at least a +3 just from items.
He had a +5 to because he had a 21 AC.
Shit.
Because he had a +5 to his dexterity.
That's a thick boy.
He was a thick boy. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, he wasn't very. He didn't have a ton of health. I thought about giving him an amulet of health, crank up that con, but I thought that would have just been too rough. So yeah, like I said,
I know what my armor is. Not my AC, but what I'm wearing. I can't find it.
You are wearing leather.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Freaking finally.
Yeah, you're wearing
I
leather.
was trying to look.
Which gives you an AC.
I was trying to look for the word armor, and it just says leather, so I skimmed right past it.
Yep, it's 11 plus your dexterity modifier.
I didn't know what I was wearing.
Would it be better for her to take the leather off and put the bracers on?
The bracers just give you a +2. So
So leather puts her at a base 11?
Leather would put Iluna at a base 13. Because it is 10 plus. So actually that would.
Wait.
Yeah, no, that would. Because if she took off the leather and put on the bracers, it would put her at a 15.
Okay.
So.
I'm not like fighting over these, but.
Well, I don't think there's.
I thought it might benefit me.
Else who can
I was just joking. I don't want any of this. I was just playing with my precious theme.
You have mithril chain. I'd imagine that the robes probably go to Smith.
Oh, you do have that mithril stuff.
Yeah. They put
forgot
that on me way back when.
That was a long ago. Iluna found it, and I was so disappointed she couldn't.
I know that you couldn't. Wait,
and
at some point or something you can. I think you said, and we said we could switch it out.
Yeah, if
I forget what though.
She has to have proficiency with that kind of armor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think that's gonna
Nylar's
happen.
rocking a breastplate and a shield, so he can't really use them. And Sethus has his plate, so.
I don't think any of this matters. Smith is just going to tell the group that they're useless items and take all of them for himself.
Yes! Yes!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh, I wanted it so bad.
I'm rolling for initiative, Lucas.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna fight all over them.
And Albina will cast her sending and say, "Are you sure you want to do that, buddy?" I'm just kidding.
His eyes just go wide as he's looking at each one individually. Like the ring, he's like, puts it in his pocket.
He's gonna be like, "Let's get out of here, you and me."
He's like, they're like, "What was that?" And it's like, "Oh, you know that little plastic ring that's on a bottle whenever you take the cat. It's just one of those. It's just something he drew on it. It's just gonna scratch your finger if you put it on. Don't worry about it."
It's probably some small sentimental item he kept for no reason.
Yeah. Smith, I did add those items to your inventory if you want to reload your page.
That's so funny.
You can divvy them out as you wish.
Oh, I thought he told us about them. That's the only reason I started saying
No,
that,
I'll explain to the group of it.
Okay.
And tell the group I'd probably like to keep the robe myself, but so if someone wants one of these other ones, I'm fine giving them away. Or that's or whoever thinks is best.
Yeah, I'll let you guys choose on all that.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure about the ring. The ring is probably best on either Sethus or I, because I feel like we kind of get hit the most.
Yeah, whoever.
I think the bracer should go to Iluna, though. Unless I drop my thunder bracers.
I honestly just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you can trade magic items like with.
So whatever you think works best for the group, you guys choose. Because I just know Albina's already kind of set.
That's what I was asking about the ring. Like, if someone else ended up injured and not the person wearing it, it could still be help. They could still help them.
Yes, it does not require attunement, so you would not have to like take it off, wait for it to attune. You could trade that around. Or wait, no, it does require attunement. I'm sorry. It does require attunement. I was just looking at that. In fact, all of these do.
So, where do I see if I'm attuned? Just because I can't remember.
Go to your equipment.
Yeah,
and
you go
scroll down.
Yep, go to inventory. You are currently attuned to your dancing rapier and your bracelet of friendship.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the only one of you that is actually at capacity on attuned items, I believe, is Smith.
Why do I have a third spot that says choose an item on the right?
Because if you have a third item that requires attunement, you could attune to that. Because at most, standard characters can only attune to 3 items. Artificers at higher level, they can attune to 4 and then 5. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think it's at 20th level, they can attune to 6 items at once.
So I could get a third item, like another weapon or something in the future.
Well, you could get another, like, you could attune to another item in general. You could attune to, like, if you wanted the Ring of Regeneration, you could attune to that. If you wanted the Bracers of Defense, you could attune to that. It's just, it's not going to do anything until you meet the requirements. Like the Bracers, you can't be wielding a shield, you can't be wearing armor.
I got what you're saying. What is the ring again?
The ring
I
is,
didn't even read
it's, you regain 1d6 hit points every 10 minutes, provided you at least have 1 hit point. And if you lose a body part, it causes the missing body part to regrow and return to full functionality after 1d6 plus 1 days, as long as you have 1 hit point during that whole time.
Okay.
So it's good to have on hand in case somebody like, you know, oh, you're petrified and an arm breaks off or something like that, or, you know, a bugbear bites your finger off.
Happens.
So you said only Smith can use that right now?
No, anyone can use it. Smith said that he is going to take the robes for sure.
So whoever can take advantage of that ring, I would just say do it.
Yeah, so it's.
I don't really receive much damage at all, to be quite honest, because I have my Spirit Guardian, so like I kind of feel like it's just gonna be extra in my inventory. Unless it's like something grabs me and rips my arm off, you know.
I think it should go to Septis.
Now, is it like, what is Septis made of? Sorry.
He's made of metal and wood and magic.
So it'll still like regrow anything that's non-organic type of thing.
So the thing to understand about the Ring of Regeneration, and in general things that are like affecting something like a Warforge for all intents purposes is considered fair game when it comes to stuff like healing potions and regeneration and stuff like that. So it would regenerate him, in the understanding that he's sort of an exception, because like technically NPC Warforges and like constructs can't actually be healed through healing magic. They have to have like the mending spell cast on them, but under the rules and guidelines of this being a game, Septis is fair game for like, oh, cure wounds, or, you know, whatever other spells, you know, healing spirit, and Ring of Regeneration is fair game for him as well.
Oh, that sounds like a good plan. Yeah.
Okay.
Is he here?
Well,
yeah, he's there.
I don't hear him at all. Okay. That's why I didn't even ask him, because I thought that he wasn't here today either. I just looked over.
So, Septis, do you want the Ring of Regeneration?
Yeah, I'll take that. Bit of bling.
I will go ahead and remove that from Smith and add it to your inventory. Alright, I'm going to put it in your inventory in your backpack, so you can move it around to your equipment however you wish.
Nice.
With the bracers, it would benefit Iluna a little bit more than, and no one else is gonna.
Yeah, I think you're the only one who really.
Yeah, basically, Iluna, if you took off your armor, like if you took off your leather armor and then just put on the bracers and weren't wearing armor, you would have a higher AC.
But wouldn't it benefit someone else better, and then can't you just buy better armor?
I mean, she could buy better armor. Like she could buy or upgrade her armor to studded, which would do the exact same thing as the bracers. And then she could wear it on top of that.
I thought you had to take off your armor.
No, I'm sorry. No, never mind. She couldn't wear it on top of that. Yeah, like the only two that it would technically not be in contest of right now is Smith and Zash, because neither one of you is technically wearing armor. Robes don't count as armor, and cloaks don't count as armor.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, they don't provide any AC bonus, and they're not listed as armor. So as long as you're not wearing that, that would bump your AC.
Excuse me.
Who has lower AC right now?
Technically, the lowest one is Iluna. Smith and Zash both have 16. Albina and Nylor both have 19. Seftis has a 17, and Iluna has a 14.
I think Zash should have it, and we should buy Iluna some better armor. That's my opinion.
Okay. I mean, well,
yeah, if we can get her better armor, that would be. But I don't know. I just figure
Lucas,
for like when can we get her better armor?
I always wanted to ask this, but do I attune to the Thunder Bracers? Because I don't know if it's because it's a custom item that it doesn't pop up as an attunement.
No, you don't have to attune to the Thunder Bracers.
Okay.
Yeah, because
he can wear both.
They're just things that you know.
Yeah.
Imagine it.
Okay.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, I will always say, think of it like being. One of the things I hate doing is comparing D&D to a video game, but when it comes to like item slots, that's always one of the big things. Like you have bracers, you have like. Technically, I have allowed someone in a one shot that I ran to run with 4 rings because they're like, well, I have 10 fingers, and I'm like, yeah, you have a point. So, but like, you can like wearing one cloak, you can't wear another cloak on top of that to gain the effects of it. But yeah, like if you put on those, like if you put on the bracers of defense, you're not wearing any other armor. So,
but he wouldn't be able
what's
to
better.
if he has his other bracers on. That's
right. He would have to take off the Thunder Bracers.
One. I think that's why Zash was not eliminated, but
yeah, I forgot about the Thunder Bracers.
And I guess he already has bracers. But anyhow,
would be nice, but...
If
I mean, hey, so, someone else can always take the Thunder Bracers.
What are the Thunder Bracers doing, and what are they again?
While wearing them, your unarmed strikes deal an additional 1d4 thunder damage, and also they have 4 charges, and as an action, you can punch a force of air like a shockwave, and all creatures in a 5-foot wide, 50-foot long line originating from you must make a DC 15 con save or take 4d6 thunder damage and be knocked prone or pushed back 15 feet, your choice.
Like Smith needs those with his fireball.
You punch the fireball. And
no, you can't punch the fireball.
I just feel like thunder and fire are better to have together.
I mean,
can we change them to like toe rings of defense?
No, I mean, if you alter them, they lose their magic. So.
Yeah, you put your bracers on your like ankles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I kick
no,
bears.
No, we're not getting into those. I mean, hey, you know what? I'll say this. We want to get into those. If we want to get into silly semantics like that, I have no problem. You guys will just meet the hoardiest of hoarders enemies down the line that literally has rings of protections on every finger and toe, that is wearing bracers of defense on every wrist and leg. Yeah.
On their tail.
Cloak of protection on top of that. Oh yeah, no, he would get crazy. Not even a Tarask would hit him.
Well, we spent all of like 30 seconds in game deciding on this, so.
Oh yeah, yeah. This was all like, hey, here, let's do.
Where are?
No. You spend a couple minutes divvying these out. So, yeah, right now the Ring of Regeneration is with Seftis. The robes of the Necromancer are with Smith, and the bracers of defense currently are orphans.
Well, it's like Smith, Iluna, and Zash, right? These that are the best benefits. So you guys choose whatever. works best.
I think right now they should go to Iluna because she actually gains an immediate bonus.
Yeah,
from
that sounds like a plan. Because I didn't know if we could get her better, like, armor at this very moment. I was like,
I mean, down the line, you guys definitely can. I mean, once you get to, I mean, hell, once you get back to Neverwinter.
There you go.
The windows.
Uh-huh.
And it's all nice out.
Yep.
Previously, Zash looked out the window and was like, oh, scary shit. Because he was going to try and climb to check out further up. Do we have any notions of exploring someplace we haven't been to? Because there's more to this from the tower.
Up top,
from the outside than we can get to.
You do still see that there is stuff coating the top of the tower. So it is still it's still climbable. It's just it's covered in caustic goo.
Are we interested in trying to find what's in this fireplace?
Nothing.
I forget where the stairs went because it was too.
The stairs went upstairs to the ritual room.
Yes.
Did the teleport up? Did that die with the necromancer?
You don't know. You haven't gone up there.
I kind of want to go check it out and see if that room changed at all.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say if you want to head up, we can say that this is during the time that Smith was casting his spell. When you get up there, you see that the orb is no longer flowing and floating. That the red light in it is dead.
And how high is the ceiling?
Ceiling is about 10 feet up.
But the things on the roof are dunzo, right? I could climb up there now.
So that was the point. It was something that you noticed when you were looking outside of the window before. There's a caustic solution, or some kind of caustic material that's coating the upper portion of this tower. It would make climbing difficult. So I mean, it would be difficult terrain. But on top of that, you also don't know. It smelled pretty funky, and you imagine it might burn your skin.
Okay.
What's in the room, Lucas?
There's nothing in the room. I've shown you everything.
Floor rest?
There's a whole fourth floor.
Yeah,
Isn't
I
there?
think so.
Do you want to know what's actually in that room? Because you guys cannot get to it.
Yes.
There is, at this point, there is no feasible way for you guys to get to it. And that is because it would have required you to have Almograzov in order for him to cast the teleport spell to take you up there, to his arcane battery, and the thing that was causing the aura of undying across the lands of Raised Garden, which is the thing that you guys are realizing with now the fresh air and the birds are flying and the grass looks vibrant and everything's a little bit more lively because the aura of undying is no longer there.
What a shit.
Yeah, he could have taken you there. He would have been if you guys had worked with him, not just immediately been like, motherfucker, you dead. He may, you could have convinced him to turn the switch off and, keep things on the DL.
Stop doing that, but it turned off.
I don't think Zash was gonna ever do that.
You know what?
Stole my brother's dead body.
He did.
He kind of deserved it.
He did.
So Zash.
Sometimes it do be like that.
Yes, it do be like that.
Zash, how concerned are you that your brother's form is gonna come stalking around?
If I'm being completely honest, I feel like I still haven't entirely processed everything that is happening right now.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
Yeah, so I guess my brother's body is being piloted by some Shadow Realm Lord Demon thing. And that's not something I'm particularly looking forward
Yeah.
to dealing with.
I don't want to see him again, but probably will.
Not like that. Seem like that. That's not my brother anymore.
No, definitely not. It's a power that I don't know. We don't know anything about, I guess.
Yeah. Definitely gonna have to do some digging on what the fuck it was we just saw.
For sure. Guess we'll have to do some research on wherever we were. Are we aware we were in the Shadowfell? Like that was mentioned, or
It was not mentioned.
I don't even.
Oh.
He said he was the Lord of Shadows.
Oh, I thought he said he was the Lord of Shadowfell.
If he said he was the Lord of Shadowfell, I may have said that. It's been a month. So
no.
if he said he was the Lord,
trying to remember.
If he said he was the Lord of the Shadowfell, he was the Lord of the Shadowfell. Now, if he said he's Lord of Shadows, he said that, but that does not necessarily mean 100% that you were in the Shadowfell. But if anybody wants to roll a straight up intelligence check to just see if you've ever heard of the Shadowfell.
Where were we? Have we heard of the Lord of the whoever's?
I mean, you probably wouldn't have heard of the Ghost King.
That was not the greatest decision I've made.
Well, he did say all his names at us as if we would have recognized them, so...
Oh, you mean the part? You mean the part where I was rambling off the names? Yeah, that was not part of his dialogue.
Oh.
The part where he's like, "Well, I'm kind of, the composition of like 3 individual." No, that was all. That was just for joke.
Oh yeah. So you said he was the Lord of Shadows, also known as the Ghost King.
Yes, that is what he said. Like, definitively, that is that is what he would have said.
So an intelligence check.
Oh,
I rolled a 4. So.
Yep, I clicked. Oh, I rolled the same thing. Okay, cool. I accidentally clicked on Iluna's character sheet. Well, that's a saving throw.
Did I not click the right thing?
I mean, you can just click where it has the +0 on your intelligence score, but it's the same modifier, so it doesn't make a difference.
I think we've had this discussion. That's why I just stay with this.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't add to a modifier, like rolling a strength save versus a strength check for you would be vastly different.
It didn't. So
what? Smith, did you want to roll for that? Same with Albina, an intelligence check.
I just haven't rolled for so long. It's been more than a month. I'm just.
I know.
Where the heck?
You're just gonna click the +0 where it says intelligence.
Where is the intelligence?
Right up on the top. Right under.
Oh, I'm going down the skills. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. Yep.
Did it roll?
Yeah, we usually click in skills. That's why.
Okay, it's going. It's just lagging.
Yeah, that's fine.
Doggo, don't be in the way.
Wow, it's really going, and I got a 1.
Okay, you got a 1.
Looks like it. I don't know if it stopped yet. There it goes.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's a 1. All right. So yeah, with that, I'm going to say that that Smith, you do know what the Shadowfell is to a slight degree. Iluna, you know the majority that you know is that it is the antithesis of the Feywild. So you know a little bit more of the Feywild. It's like the vibrant, beautiful aspects of this world fully manifested into its own. You know that it's the opposite of that. Smith, you know that the Feywild is a demi-plane, or it's a parallel plane that exists counter to ours. It is essentially the shadow of the material plane where gloom and dread is manifest, that the worst nightmares of all come to consume you, and they are just really there. Like I said before, it's kind of the dark echo of the mortal world. So
we all generally know if we travel to a different plane, the time may be different when we get back.
I'm going to say those of you that know about planar travel know that time dilation could happen. You don't know you don't know how chaotic it is. You don't know what direction it could flow. I mean, you could step into the Feywild, and I'll say for Iluna, you probably are aware, just because of your family and stuff. You know that stepping into the Feywild could cause you to come back out hours, days, months, years in the future, depending on how long you stay in there. So
expected all planes might do the same.
Yeah, that's a good suspicion. You don't know for sure, but it's a good thought.
I just feel like it seems like general knowledge, like people have traveled into the plains.
So the thing to understand about general knowledge in D&D is there are just farmers out there that just know that farming is a thing and they pay their tithes to the king. There are people out there like, Mordenkainen, who can literally at the snap of a finger step into the plane of fire, say what up, take a piss, and be back in 5 minutes. So to say general knowledge of planar travel is not really a thing. You as a player are very well aware of the fact that planar travel is a thing, but you can also sit down and read a book that is about planar travel. In the world of D&D, some of that knowledge would be slightly more obscured and kept under tow, just because it's better to keep some of that information, like how to access those realms, because let's say you're an evil cult that wants to, call forth Orcus, the god of chaos and destruction. It's probably not the best idea to tell them how to cast the gate spell. So,
I mean, specific like that, just generally the Feywild, I thought that was really
not really.
Well,
your character might know
not
specifically
knowing how to do it, but like elves are supposed to be from the Feywild, and I thought elves are pretty cool.
It depends on the specific character. If you have some kid who just grew up on a farm, who maybe interacted with only humans, he might not even know. Like, he's heard of elves, he's heard of dwarves, but he doesn't know that elves come from the Feywild. I mean, hell, elves are born and raised on the material plane. So, I mean, they live a long time, sure, but a lot of their stuff is that they go to the Feywild to fuck off and die.
Anyhow.
I mean...
That's fucking... what a way to put it.
I hate to say it. Like, Tolkien really, like... That was the whole idea of them, like, crossing the seas and, going to the other realms is, like that's what elves do. Elves don't really die. They just fuck off to another place that, so they're not taking up more space where they don't need. Like, once you live 5,000 years, you kind of done everything in that, corner of the world. So you go to the place where you're from so that, time can age you properly. Because like I said, you go to the Feywild and, one day there's 5 years here, so.
Did we do a short rest? I think.
Yes.
It was asked about, but I don't think it was confirmed. Yeah. I didn't click anything.
Yeah, that all happened while Smith was doing this, so we'll say that the identifying, the discussing of this, and the realization that, things are kind of back to normal in this area all happened during that short rest.
Are we done in this castle tower, then? I want to get back to anime.
That's up to you guys. I mean...
I'm asking. I need, like, an in-character voice.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I was just in the kitchen.
It's all good. Iluna is asking if you guys are ready to head out of here after your short rest to go and pick up anime.
That's fine.
Why don't we go do that? Look for that house that the one guy wanted us to find.
That's the same
Yeah.
place.
She should be.
Yeah.
Blue roof.
The blue roof home.
Iluna's gonna remind everyone that that guy we met mentioned healing streams if we're interested in exploring that after we find our roof.
Oh, like from the mountains?
Yeah, it used to be a place of healing and
Yeah.
rest, and
Yup, that is a
That's
thing.
maybe
right.
it's still something worth exploring. Get us.
We should just claim this town as our own, like, little base.
We should retire here, help them
Yeah.
rebuild. Be good.
Lucas, you can just transform the campaign into us owning a tavern.
Yeah, you know what?
It's just a tavern campaign now.
Yeah, it's you guys will be you guys will have to come up with recipes. You'll have to come up with prices. I mean, so we'll have to role play. We'll have to role play because, like, obviously, you guys are still within the confines of Neverwinter's like reach. So Lord Neverember is going to have to come up, and you're going to have to, you know. Oh yeah, absolutely. They fucking own the whole way up to the mountains. So, you know,
no idea.
Oh yeah, like that's the whole reason why most of the people from Middlegarden moved down to Neverwinter after the volcano, and only a few of them stayed behind to try and rebuild. But yeah, no, the volcano that erupting, like, yeah, that Lord Neverember, he's a young guy, but he's had to deal with a lot of tragedy recently. So we'd have to worry about, you know, taxes, how much of a tithing you guys are going to be giving, taxes on the property taxes, taxes on items. I mean, whew, boy, it's whole economy class going on here.
Super
exciting. Yeah. Just gonna declare war on Neverwinter.
Oh yeah!
Oh
yeah!
Well,
Phandalin 5 versus Neverwinter. I want to see
it. Smith likes battles, so
yeah. Smith
go out in a blaze of glory.
Smith throws on the robe of necromancy, suddenly becomes a necromancer, and raises all the dead that are here. You guys march your army.
We'll just support Smith's newfound goal of becoming a lich.
Yeah.
And rally behind that.
You know what?
So,
hey, you can dream.
We're presuming who's going to carefully walk out into the grass and make sure they don't get... I mean, there's no other magic. We presume
I'm pretty
it's
faithful
fine.
that, yeah, the little mole things.
Well, with the new ring of regeneration, Cephtus.
So
I think I'm supposed to have them breakers, but I'm not even sure.
I already added them to your character sheet. You just have to reload your page and equip them and unequip the leather armor. Yeah, Zash, you step out, you open the door, you step out, you get this big rush of fresh air. And as soon as you do, I mean, you just die instantly because the air is toxic. No, I'm kidding. Everything's cool now.
All right, bye, guys.
Yeah, no, everything's... commitment. You step outside, and like I said, the cool air sort of hits you with this refreshing feeling on your face.
Now, with that ring of regeneration...
Yes.
If the whole organism... or the whole being were just
if you can't wear the ring, it's not gonna keep you alive. So, like, you can't lose your head, because then you are to 0 hit points. If you're missing a heart, it won't regrow that, because that kind of stops you from living. But if you lose an arm, and say you cauterize that, or if you lose a leg, or like, you know, like an owlbear gores out your spleen, and you somehow get it cauterized and healed up, you can regrow that.
So basically,
doesn't matter on length of time.
It is.
1d6 plus 1, right?
It's 1d6 plus 1 days that it will take to
No,
regrow.
I mean since the injury happened. We had this friend I remember called Cedric. Would he have been able to make use of it had he stayed with us?
Who's Cedric?
What the fuck is Cedric?
I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Oh my god, we can rip what's-his-face off so bad!
What?
He totally takes payments in fingers and we can just grow him back with the ring! Oh my god!
Oh my
We can totally take him to the cleaners!
Yep, that's the thing.
We're like, okay,
Oh
we didn't do
my
that job.
God.
Take your
Plot
finger, bye.
holes. Oh my god. See, like, I was planning to have, like, a big thing in town where Seth just cuts my arm off and people pay me and Smith cauterizes it and then I just grow it back later. But this is so much better.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we have to eventually meet him and be like, so we don't have your ring. Sorry? It's in the another plane, so you can go there.
Yeah, good luck.
But we're walking.
The Ghost King has it.
Go get it. We're presuming we can cautiously just walk.
Well, I didn't get attacked,
Backwards.
so...
So do you want to?
I think it's safe, team.
So
Let's go.
heading? Okay. As long as everyone is good with that, you start heading across the courtyard where you guys encountered the gargoyles and the tiny little earth elementals, which do not appear up out of the ground as you walk through here. Getting up to the doors where you guys had previously heard the undead creatures clawing and scraping at the wood. You hear nothing but silence. Well, you hear birds chirping and the sound of the wind blowing, the rustling of trees off in the distance. And sorry, go ahead.
It seems the same season, right? We didn't suddenly skip season.
You did not time travel. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. It is it's been like maybe an hour since you guys have been in that it's been about like an hour that you guys have been in that. No, it's like 2 hours. What the hell am I thinking? But yeah, no, it's literally the same day. So you walk up to the gates, and as you move the boards to open them, just this pile of rotting, festering bodies of the undead just sort of roll forward with the doors. As you see, each one of them is inactive and unmoving.
Eee, that's probably lovely.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
we burn this?
It smells.
Bro.
Do we just set them on fire so that, disease doesn't kill more people? I'm going with a big bonfire right now.
Oh, it's just gonna be smoke. Just.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but it's either that or just, disease gets caught into the air and the ground.
No,
and
I considered we should do something, but there's so many of them throughout the little town. I guess the body, most of them ended up coming to the door. Do we know which direction the house is in?
Yeah, you guys
We have to, make our way through?
You know the general direction because Anime spotted it while you guys were traversing the maze.
Should I be attuned to my robe now? Do I have to take a long rest to attune?
Oh yeah. You basically spend a minute attuning to it. So yeah, you are now wearing that robe.
I cast Animate Dead.
Son of a bitch.
No.
You can't cast Animate Dead from that?
Yes, he can.
I was hoping.
Wait, did you get that spell from that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. I never added it to it. I'm gonna have to give. I will continue as I'm doing this. I just have to remove it from your character sheet. So go ahead and reload your character sheet, so that it's not on there, so I can edit this because I forgot to give you that spell.
Wait, what am I doing? Oh, taking off the.
Yeah, just reload your character sheet because I already took it off of him.
Oh.
Nope, that's churches. Yeah. Bada bing, bada bing, bada bing, bada bing. Should give it to you now. Let me just reload your character sheet. But yeah, so if not, I will just pull up the spell. Just so I have it ready here if you want to cast that.
How many undead are you animating?
Necromancer, equip, attune, reload, spells. Yeah, it's probably gonna take. I'm probably gonna have to like refresh it, and it'll probably pop up later on. But you are able to cast it with either a 3rd or 4th level spell, because I can see you still have those spell slots. So that means that you could animate 1, or you could animate 3. So using a 3rd level spell slot would allow you to animate 1 undead creature. Casting it at 4th level allows you to animate 3 of them.
How long do they stay alive?
They're basically there for... They're under his control for 24 hours. In order to maintain the control of them, he has to recast the spell before the 24-hour period ends.
So we could technically long rest here, and then he could animate 6.
No, because he can only cast it once a day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it allows him to cast it once a day. So essentially, he could cast it, have 3, zombies or skeletons with him, and then at the end of the day, as soon as they drop, then he could recast it on their bones.
Nice.
Ray. Gross. I mean, we have a skeleton horse, so maybe we can hang out together. Well, not we
Building the
specifically.
undead army here.
Nice, yeah.
Way.
All right.
Eileen will state discomfort in this.
Yeah, kind of side-eyeing a little bit.
Yeah, like, why? Whatever. Just as long as they're friendly.
Pick the best one, Smith. Pick the one that's in the best shape.
Hannah's or Albina's just digging through the pile, like, no, not this one. This one's shit.
No. This one doesn't even have arms.
This looks like a Karen. Leave her dead.
I mean, technically, he could. I mean, technically, he could just burn their bodies, burn the flesh off of them, get the bones, and then animate them as skeletons as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Skeletons
smell,
aren't they?
Yeah, I mean that will smell.
And anyhow, enjoy your 2 or 1 or 3 friends.
Are you animating 3 of them or 2 or 1 of them, Smith?
Do I have the option? I just assumed it was probably just the lowest level.
No, it's up to you. You can cast it once a day using any one of your spell slots.
Oh, it requires a spell slot?
Mm-hmm.
I just figured it was like a charge type thing. Like it regenerates 1 charge.
Oh yeah, because it's through the cloak.
Let me look it up real fast.
Good eye, Smith. Good eye. There's a good body. I found one for you.
The robe. Does not require material components. It doesn't say if it uses spell slots.
Oh, you know what? Sorry, I did when I was transposing everything over. I did miss that part. It can be cast at the right. No, yeah. It can be cast at the highest level spell slot that you can cast, as long as you have
Yeah,
a. So it does not use. Well, you know what? Let me. All right, fuck it. I added this
because
item.
my fireball staff has charges. That's the only
Right.
reason why I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm just going to go in and edit this real quick.
The 15
No.
dead.
And I'm
It's a
just
good
going
question.
to.
Yeah, I'm
I
okay
mean,
with the
even
15 undead thing too.
I'm just going to change it right now. Alright, you can cast Animate Dead once per day.
in theory, somebody without spell slots should be able to use that. Like people, fighters or whatever.
Well, not technically, because this robe can only be attuned by arcane casters.
Oh, okay. I forgot the attunement part.
Yeah. I'm going to say that you can cast it. I'm going to say you can cast it no higher than
8.
Shut up.
Well,
no. So the way that I'm going to word it is that you can cast it. You can cast Animate Dead at a spell level of which you have a spell slot available once per day. This spell cast in this way does not require any material components and does not consume the spell slot. There we go.
Nice.
So there you go. So as long as you have a spell slot of 4th level, you can
available.
cast it once per day at 4th level. But like, let's say you already used your 4th level spell and you only have it at 3rd level. You only have a 3rd level spell slot. You could only cast it at 3rd level, which means if you get under that threshold, if you only have a 2nd level spell slot, you couldn't even cast it because it requires a 3rd level spell slot. So there we go. And I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe one day you can find a book that has, Animate Dead in it and cast it more often.
Wait.
All right.
A budding necromancer. How nice.
So, before I move you guys on, do you guys set asunder or set ablaze this pile of undead wretches?
That's up to Zash. It was his idea. I mean, Iluna doesn't think it's wise in one hand, and the other hand gets the point, so unconcerned. Because I had suggested taking the time of chopping some of their limbs off, but that seems waste of time too. So burning them's a good idea, except for attracting things due to the smoke. Like flying beasts.
I mean, I'm not too worried about that. Like, by the time they get here, we're gonna be gone. So, I don't really plan on staying here super long. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll give Iggy the thumbs up. Let him roast them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because Iluna's kind of just trying to cautiously lead the way back to the.
Maybe I don't know if Albina wants to help.
I'll say if
Albina has create fire or something, right?
Yeah, you know what? Let me look at what I got.
She has produce flame. I was gonna say between
I got a cantrip.
Yeah, between Seftis literally being able to touch anything and just set it on fire, and Smith having a staff of fire, and Iggy having scorching ray and burning hands, and Albina being able to produce flames, I think it's reasonable to expect that, you guys can set ablaze this pile of undead bodies.
Stinky bonfire, worst bonfire ever.
Yeah, It smells horrible.
It's dead, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zash is gonna take out Matilda and just use it to fan his face so that the smell isn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Luna would cover with her cloak and let you catch it on fire.
I'm pretty sure Albina smelled
Impatiently
worse.
waiting.
I say, imagine I being growing up on a, you know, within like the flanks of a war camp. Yeah, she probably has smelled worse, especially after fights. Give me 1 second. I need to go take a leak real fast, and then I will get to the house with the blue roof.
Blue roof. What are we
Blue
gonna
roof.
find at the blue roof?
I'm worried, but
It's gonna be
probably,
dead
hopefully,
kids
it's
in
fine.
there. What
We're
what
supposed
did
to
he want
find
us to
that
get?
toy.
That's it.
A toy for his kid.
Wait, what? I missed out on that part.
I was just asking what we were supposed, because I know we were supposed to go to a blue roof. I just don't remember what we were supposed to take back for him. But I guess it was his
I
ghost
mean, it
toy.
was a year ago or something.
Yeah. Maybe his
Oh
zombie
God,
son
it's
took it with
been
him.
And I did really want to try to explore for these health benefiting springs, but I guess we'd have to find a starting point or see a spring or a well or something.
I'm gonna go grab a Diet Coke. I'll be right back.
But other than that, let me see what my notes. I have notes for like from months and months ago, so. Oh, and we need to make a tentative plan about not annoying Kane too much. I mean, we can't ignore him forever. He'll probably, in fact, knowing him, he probably has a man or several. They were supposed to help us. They might want to
What did we
escort
do with
us.
them? I don't remember.
We never met them. In theory, they should be nearby. I mean, at worst, they would be nearby, or at best, they'd be nearby. At worst, there'd be more, just because Kane wants his ring back.
Yeah, well, he ain't getting that back. That shit's gone.
Ooh, my notes, I forgot about them. I remember the banana ladder because it was ridiculous, but I forgot the Scion potion and the fire potion, which, might have been handy making that. It's not necessary. Caught it
The
on fire
banana
now,
ladder is
really.
great.
But my notes said Zash has a bottle of Scion whatever, blue, with divination magic. It looked like soap. I did not make notes about the orange one.
I think the orange one is just
It makes
like fire.
not fireball, but some kind of fire. I'm sure it's in notes somewhere. And I think we were, as players, aiming to go to that small town of Leon? Because Neverember's like, the town's in trouble. There's some cultists, maybe. Also, I haven't heard from somebody. Go check it out before you get to Phandalin. Okay, thanks.
What was the potion you were wondering about?
The Scion? Yes. It's blue, and I cannot say the Cyan.
For a blue potion. I have
Well, there
brown,
was
reddish,
3 on the
orange,
table.
yellow, red, stone giant. Oh, maybe it's the potion of mind reading.
Oh, I put divination magic, so maybe that's what it is. But it but it looked
I
like
think that
soap.
is divination.
What?
Potion of mind
It was
reading. Would
talking
that
about
be
Sash.
divination magic?
Who?
Because she has written down a potion of divination magic, and I was checking, and I see the mind read potion.
I mean, divination. So, potion of mind reading allows you to cast detect thoughts. Detect thoughts is a divination spell.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So, but without either Smith casting identify on it or, just drinking it.
So Iluna will be trying to telepathically connect with Anime. I think it's 120 feet away, so it will be a little bit of a distance when she, like, we're here, or where are you, or are you safe?
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah. No, that's understandable. So yeah, I will say. So is everyone back? By the way, I just want to make sure.
And okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
Smith, you here?
Yep.
Cool. Just want to make sure. All right, so you guys start marching back through the slums. Could actually legit don't remember where I put that map.
It was humongous.
It was.
Or do you have another map of the blue roof house?
No, I don't have that. I was legit just looking to see if I had if I literally had just the map. There it is, Slum Maze. All right, so yeah, you guys step on back in to the maze, and you start retracing your steps. You go north up to the top where you guys fought the cadaver collector, down through until you get to a 3-way intersection. It's as you get to that point, you look up to the right, and you can see the location where Albina and Smith cast their silent fireball. But that it's about that time that Iluna, you start getting this thought. You hear this these words in your head of this familiar voice that says, "Just come back to me. Just come back to me." And you instantly recognize that as Anime's voice.
Yeah. Can we see the blue roof?
You know the general area of where it is, unless you were to actually climb up onto it. From where you are, you cannot see where that was.
Oh. But Iluna would excitedly. So we were on our way back. I'm so glad you remain safe. We're just trying to find the blue reef house.
And in a
fly outside.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In a likewise excited voice, she says, "Oh my heavens, you're here!" And you see, like, on, across the rooftops, you see this multicolored bird with I believe, a red hue. Yes. With a red hue, fly up into the air, spread her wings, and then sort of like slowly take flight around the area until she spots you. At which point she comes down and she lands on your arm and begins like nuzzling into you.
Yes. Anime or Aluna would be visibly relieved, and there'd be a moment.
Yeah. Yeah, you just hear she says to you, I found the roof and we flew down inside, but there's not much left of the place. I stashed away the orbs into a small little crevice I was able to find. I can lead you to where it is.
I thought they'd be on our.
Oh, she
Yeah.
she stashed him away because I mean she needed to be able to like move and stuff.
Yeah, we'll lead the way.
All right.
And Luna would take off kind of in a rush.
Okay, and you see that she flies a pathway that leads you almost to the near center of the slums, to a roof that has a mostly collapsed blue roof. When you get to it, you see that there's about half of a door left where the roof has like sunken in and sort of collapsed. So if you want to try and get into there, I will need someone to you will have to like move the rubble and debris around. If somebody wants to give me some strength checks.
Ooh, I rolled a natural 5. It's not me. I am not helping.
I'm rolling. It's just super, like, slow.
Yeah.
Wait. Is that different than a saving throw?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take whatever. I'm gonna take whatever Steve rolls, and we're gonna do a +4 instead of a +7. So it's just gonna be a -3 to that because his saves are higher.
I meant for me.
Oh no, yeah, you did yours right. You did a strength check.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So cool. So we got a 16, a 13, and an 11. Let me roll here for. Nope. Nylor is not attacking. Nope.
Perfect.
Yeah, no, that's no problem. I'm going to say with a 16, Cephas, you're able to like get in there, brace the ceiling and the roof, and sort of hold it up in order to let everyone else through. It's still, like I said, it's still falling in, but you can definitely manipulate it in a way to get people in and out. Once you guys are inside, this is used to, what you guys saw a few of the times whenever you were traversing through the slum maze. There's, a very small area where there's a bed, there's a table, and a few pieces of furniture. But something that you notice about this room is that the ceiling collapsed down in some time ago and has sort of destroyed some of the floorboards in here. And you see Iluna, you see Anime, she goes over to where some of the rubble and debris has been sort of stashed away in the one corner. She goes over and she picks up the 2 orbs, and she rolls them out so that you can collect them.
Hold out my hands and say thanks for keeping them safe. I'm so glad you're all here. She'd probably pop both the other animals out briefly.
Okay.
Ooh. Are there would be berries. I guess we don't need them. So they can just stay on Slash's body.
Sure. So, and I will say that, like, from what you guys can see, you don't really see anything else other than some rubble and debris in this room. So if you guys want to try find that doll, you will have to just do a investigation check. Anyone who is looking for it.
Did you... Oh, I rolled well. While you were here, did you see any dolls? Anime?
She's, when you ask her that, she says, no, I wasn't even trying to really move around or make much noise. All of those creatures that were outside, they saw me fly in and they tried getting at the door, but luckily with how it was positioned, they weren't able to get in. I was so afraid that they were going to break them down and we were never going to see each other again.
Understandable. We're looking for a small doll. Can she look? Will you help us? Can I roll something for her? I got an 18 though. That's kind of.
I was gonna say. I mean, between did you roll Zash?
Yeah.
Oh
19.
look, Nyla got a
19.
one, too.
Okay, yeah. Nyla also got a 19. Yeah, I'm gonna say between everybody looking through. Well, let me roll a d6 and we will see who gets it. So we're just gonna go the order here. We'll go 1 or 2 is Zash, 3 or 4 is Iluna, and a 5 or 6 is Nylor. So Zash. Because Zash, you said you got a 19, right?
I did.
Okay. So yeah, you guys start looking through here across the rubble and debris, and I'll probably say that it is probably maybe more thankful to your nimble figure and your ability to now sort of press yourself into more shaded, shadowy areas, that down in the floorboards where the ceiling has collapsed and come down, you, as you're searching around, you are able to see down in there, and you see what looks to be a small cloth object, and once you get a better look at it, you realize that it is in the shape of a hippopotamus. It's like a patchwork blue and purple colors of a hippopotamus.
I grab it and I kind of dust it off and I hold it up in the sunlight, and as I'm looking at it, I kind of get flashbacks of the talking goblin doll, and I just tear it apart.
Oh yes.
No,
No.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But, yeah.
My heart. Now I will say, oh shit! That would have been an interesting thing had you actually done that.
What? Now I want to do it. Why do you do these things to
No.
me?
Well,
And
I mean,
right when he said he was joking, I was gonna say Albina will help you burn it, but
Oh my god! Let's just torch him. Fuck
yeah.
You just have inter-party fight this way, because Luna would be like, "We promised the guy."
Yeah,
no,
I would,
burn it.
no, I hated
like,
those.
as I'm like dusting it off and cleaning it off, I'll walk over and I'll hand it to Iluna.
Okay. The moment you hand it to her, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
I was gonna ask, can we detect magic or something with this thing?
I mean, a Smith
I don't think
cast.
I have it. I don't think I have detect magic.
This is gonna be tight. Con 12.
Oh, I have dispel magic.
Oh wait, you said saving throw?
Yeah.
Still 12. Okay.
So what I need you to do, my friend, is take 4 points of psychic damage as the moment you relinquish this, like as soon as it leaves your hands, you hear this like ear-shattering scream in your head, and the moment it lands in Iluna's hands, it's gone.
Oh god.
Nice. It just
Ooh.
disappeared.
Yeah, for literally the moment that you like here you go. You heard this like screaming child's yell, and as soon as it lands in her hands, the sound is gone.
Holy
Why
crap.
is it always me?
Poor
I
Zach.
swear to God,
But also-
anytime I try to do something, Lucas is like, hold on, let me roll.
It's because
Phandalin is just gone.
You're the
It's
most.
dead.
You're
It
the
has
most
been
like.
evaporated.
You're the most proactive, so you're the one. You're the one that gets the. You're the one that gets the traps and the effects thrown at them.
Every time,
I was
man.
trying hard to find this doll.
I know.
I was getting
Yeah.
her to help me.
Yeah, so
Oh my
like basically
God.
Zash, you know, just as soon as this happens, like, you know, you hear this like ear shattering or this glass shattering screech of a child screaming or crying actually, and the moment it's in her hands, it is gone.
That or Iluna would say, where did it go, Zash? What'd you do?
You did not hear a thing.
No, but I
No.
would have seen the doll just. I'd be thinking he's playing a weird trick.
No,
like,
it's in
would
your
I have-
hands.
where'd it go?
Would I have seen it,
Oh, you
or
said-
would I have winced?
No,
I
it's
thought you said
the moment
I
it's.
thought you said the doll disappeared.
No, the moment that the doll is in your hands, Iluna, he no longer hears that sound.
Okay, I
the
thought you meant
sound
it disappeared.
I thought you meant the
Oh,
doll
sorry. No. The
disappeared.
doll is there. The
Oh.
doll is in your hand. The sound disappeared. My apologies. I was not specific enough. The doll
Oh,
is still
gosh.
there. The doll is in Iluna's hands. The sound
And then
is
how
gone.
are you reacting, Zash? I want to see
Yes.
this.
Did he wince? Did Zash like wince or
I feel like-
make any reaction
I'm
to
just
this?
gonna like hold my head and be like,
noise.
what the fuck? I'm not touching anything anymore. Fucking done.
I'll just look at you. What's going
What do you
on?
mean?
I'm just gonna storm out. I'm going home. Fuck this place.
Oh, But Iluna would just
You guys
follow
didn't hear
and
the
be like,
scream?
No, what scream?
"What do you
With
mean?"
As soon as
Super
I
quiet in here.
let go of the doll, I heard just like a horrific child, like death curdling scream.
I look over to Iluna. Give it back to him.
No.
See what happens
Fuck that, I
here.
ain't touching that thing again.
Let's
That
see
thing's
what happens
cursed.
here. Set it down, Iluna.
Albina, you're a
I
holy
think-
person.
I
Bless
think-
that thing.
Can I just
I
spell magic?
think hearing that,
I guess we could
Iluna
have
would probably
Smith
just
do.
automatically drop it out of like
Freaking
not
out.
even
Oh.
consciously thinking to do.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
roll me a
I
con
don't
save.
want to.
I know.
don't want to.
I know,
don't
but you know
want
what?
to, but-
Play into your character's
Like,
reaction.
Oh, really?
Roll me a con save.
And you just drop it because
Mhm. Oh dear.
Uh,
I'm just
what
backing
you
away as
do.
she drops it, by the way.
Oh yeah. The moment you let this thing go, as soon as it leaves your hands, you take 4 points of psychic damage as you just hear this child high-pitched crying and wailing in your ears. That is for every second that you're hearing this, as the toy falls to the ground and sort of softly bounces to one side, it is just this screaming, this crying of agony and despair in your ears that is pretty much bringing you to your knees.
And Albina is gonna pretty much ready her produce flame.
But no.
I'm
A
gonna-
child screamed, and it was a child's doll.
Maybe the kid's soul is like trapped in here.
A child screamed like it was tormented. This doll.
It is no,
as
it is still
terrifying as-
going on.
Okay, well, I still have
she's-
I have readied my
ears
produce
'cause it's
flame.
on the floor.
It's on the floor. You are hearing this scream as you're trying to like say this. You're basically like, I'm hearing this child scream. Like it is overtaking your own mind and your own thoughts.
And Albina's ready to like flame burn this thing.
But it wasn't before. Do I have the wherewithal to
God damn-
pick
I'll
it
just pick it back up.
Pick it back up.
The moment Zash picks
Yeah.
it up, the screaming and the crying is gone.
Okay.
Well,
It stopped.
I guess-
It stopped. It's the
We have a fucking problem with this guy who had us pick up a cursed fucking dowel.
Smith, you
This
should do just
motherfucker, I swear to
detect
God.
magic.
Yeah, can you
And Zash.
I'll hold it. Can you like figure out what's going on with this thing?
Smith, where are you?
Will we have realized we've become injured in some fashion? Like we feel
I mean,
a
so
tiny bit less.
the thing about taking damage in D&D is that it's all subjective. Psychic damage, you would not know that you took like X
It's
points.
just
Like if
physically more.
like you weren't
Your
cut
frontal
or nothing
lobe
like
is a
that.
little
Like
softer.
like you basically have a massive pounding headache right now. Like it feels
But
like somebody
would
shoved a nail into into the back of your head.
And Smith's just
well, that's
ignoring
what I was getting at.
people talking to
Would
him.
Zash know not to pass it on anymore? I
I
guess.
think I've figured that out at this point. That when you pass it on to
Like when
somebody
you
or
let
you
go
give
of
up
it.
possession of it, a little child
Yeah.
just screams in your ear and your frontal lobe goes
Screams and
smooth.
screams.
Okay. Yeah, Smith, I'll hold it. Can you identify this thing and see what the hell is going on with the child trapped inside?
Yeah, I'm
It
assuming
was
identify would
swinging
be more advantageous than detect magic at this point.
Identify tells you the specifics of it. Like it tells you if it's a magic item or if some magic has been imbued to it and you learn how to use it and if it requires attunements and stuff like that. You also learn if any spells are affecting it and what they are, or if the item was created by a spell, you learn that spell.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I will say that over the 10 minutes that Zash is holding this and Smith is casting Identify as a ritual, in the end, there's no magic that you can detect from this. This is just a mundane doll.
Oh God.
No, it is.
Are you
There's
sure?
nothing
Is
mundane
there?
about
Is there? Do I have to roll it? Let me see. You let me know if I have to roll. Is there anything that identify or like that Smith would not be able to, like a magic that he wouldn't be able to detect? You know what I mean?
Smith would be able to detect if this was a magic item or if a spell created it or if there was magic that was affecting this. He detects he identifies no magic within this. This is just a toy.
Albina can
I
wait,
mean,
sending. Okay, sending is to a creature.
Yeah, the only thing that you could really do that would affect this thing, other than legitimately destroying it, I mean, again, that's always been in the realm.
Now, is curse considered magic?
A curse would be magic. A
Okay,
curse.
So
Well, actually,
can I?
So the thing is you could cast remove curse. You wouldn't learn if it was. So the thing is that when you identify an item, it does not identify curses. That's kind of the whole thing of a curse. So
I think that's what she was asking.
Should I remove?
No, I found that out, buddy.
Curse, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's
What
some.
Try to
this
remove curse.
doll. It may not be magic, but that child was what? It sounds like it was tormented or worse.
Yeah, Smith, page 138 of the DMG. Most methods of identifying items, including the Identify spell, fail to reveal such a curse, although lore might hint at it. A curse should be a surprise to the item user when the curse's effects are revealed.
Can I try remove curse then? I'm just gonna cast it.
Yeah, you can cast it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I have to touch it, damn it!
I mean, yes. Smith also had to touch it in order to cast Identify.
Okay, I'll touch it. Do I have to throw any kind of savings?
No.
Okay.
You literally just touch this thing and you can remove the curse. You're just going to be using a third level spell slot.
Okay, I just didn't know if it was going to affect me. Yeah, it was my last one.
No. Oh, I mean, yeah,
letting go of
because Zash is
He
still
didn't let it
holding
go.
Zash is
Okay.
still holding it.
Yeah, because Albina don't want to hear that. To be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
nothing
God.
changes. Like nothing physically about it.
Now I'm gonna ask him to hand it to me.
Zash,
You hand it to her. Zash.
Did he die from the
Do you
doll?
really
He said he'd be
Albina?
BRB.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, it's
What's
all
up?
good. So Albina just cast Remove Curse on the stuffed animal, as Smith has divined no magical effects on it. Now that Remove Curse has been cast, are you handing it to Albina to see if it's still in effect?
Sure, why not?
I'm kind of like wincing as I grab it.
Yeah, I'm like very like, oh fuck, this is gonna hurt.
Oh, let's see if this helps.
Roll me another con save, buddy.
Oh damn.
15.
Okay. So you relinquish this. Oh, sweet. I rolled a 1 anyway. So you relinquish this. You still hear the child scream, but, it's not nearly as bad as it was before. You still feel like a slight twinge in your ear, like you give a little bit of a twitch, but it's not as painful, and as soon as you hand it to her, it stops.
I'll let them know.
Okay.
I can still hear the girl screaming, but it wasn't as bad.
Maybe.
I just kind of have this doll and I'm like holding it in my left hand, just staring at it. Well, I don't know what to do. I'll keep it with me. Am I hearing any screaming? No?
Nope, not right now.
No, not
All right.
Go.
I'm just gonna tuck it in my cloak with me.
Okay.
Bring it back. Do we see any other child possessions?
Other than some clothing that's like, kind of ripped and shredded and stuff like that. Just amongst other personal, stuff that if zombies had attacked probably would have been left, just sort of laying about.
So I'm rolling a history check.
Yeah.
To see if there's been any kind of. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I'm rolling a history check to see if Albina had any kind of experience with something like this in her time of battles and coming across things.
Nah.
Obviously not.
I mean, curses like curses and banshees and stuff like that. Like those kind of are things. Like ghosts and stuff are things that you like. Like they.
What? I'm sorry, I don't remember this person that we're getting this doll for.
Aston Patz. He was an old man that was out there camping, and he was like, I was there when the town was still around, and then he showed up, and the screams.
Can I kind of look around and try to get a better idea of who this guy might be?
Sure. Yeah, just give me another investigation check.
Okay. Let's see, 14 plus...
Oh, I guess that's what I was kind of getting at.
17?
From what you can see around here, the roof appeared to be made out of a stronger material. It's just, unfortunately, the supports on it had been, not really been the best. But from what you're able to find, it appeared as if this man was like a town official. You can't really get enough here to say whether or not he was like a town master or a mayor or, just like a commandant or something like that. But this man was of import to Middle Garden.
Is the house noticeably bigger and better than the others?
A little bit. It appears that the materials it was made out of were slightly stronger, but that from what it appears is that, you know, this place was also this place is also like one of the only ones where the whole the roof is like collapsed in, except for on the outskirts where more undead were like, you know, forcing their ways into the city.
But there's like
Can I?
no diaries, no documentation, nothing like that.
Not that you can find, and if you do find any, it has been many years. So, and it has been exposed to the elements. So if you do find anything, it's going to be illegible.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Stacy?
Can I talk to the doll?
Sure. Yeah. Albina's holding.
I mean,
Wait, what she's? I'm sorry.
She wanted to know if she could talk to the doll.
Sure. I just kind of pull it out of my cloak and hold it up to her.
I guess I would just say, I can hear you. We'll try to help you. I don't know how to get a response though. Albina'd have to drop it.
You know what? Albina will hand it to you because I'm quite honestly, she's freaked out about this thing.
If you let go of it,
I may end up
scream it.
All right,
but you know what? I'm okay with that.
Albina, roll me a con save.
Oh, great. I am not letting go of this doll. I never want to hear that. But I have to let it go to hear. Well, yes. I talk to the doll in a gentle way and say, we'll try
I'm
to
just
help
like, here,
you.
take it.
Do you know, who are you or
Oh,
where are you?
no.
And
Oh,
hopefully
no.
it answers instead of just screaming in horror the whole
You got a 1.
You
made a 4.
Oh,
you take 1 point of psychic damage as you hear the child scream in your ear before Iluna gets it in her hands.
So do I just damage the I mean, do 1 point of damage?
Yeah, just 1 point
my
of
hit
damage.
points. Okay.
Yeah. So Iluna, you start talking to it. Nothing responds back to you.
Of course not. But I guess Albina didn't hear it do anything except scream as well. Did you hear?
Just a scream.
Yeah, and she kind of just shudders for a second, like just stares at it, and she's just like, I'm not taking that back.
Iluna nods, and now she knows she's trapped with it, because if she doesn't want to hear that again. I don't have any.
What if you put it in the bag of
except
holding? If you hold the bag of holding, is that gonna?
You get Webster to carry it. Little spider can carry it along.
Well, okay,
what if it
every
kills
time
him?
you let go of it, it makes a horrible noise. She'll just hold on to it. It doesn't seem to be harming her, right? I mean, she doesn't feel weird holding it, just every time you let go of it. Presumably, she doesn't feel weird holding it. Except terrified. Correct?
I mean, you tell me how you feel.
I mean, she wouldn't feel... She needs to help this terrified person, but if it's the child doll of this person we met, the only thing she can think to do is give it back to him, but...
So Albina met this old guy, or no?
We all did.
You guys camped out at his campsite. He's the one that Nylor cast the little owl on that went and spied on him. And
okay.
Yeah, that of this guy.
Yeah, the old man's like, come sit. Let me tell you the tales of my town.
Well, I'm just gonna look over to Iluna and just be like, what do you say we get somewhere and rest, and I can reach out to that guy?
Oh, you would do sending a message or whatever options.
Isn't he right outside town?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah,
just a few
like
like
we can
a
just
few hours outside of town.
Oh, okay. I
it
thought
was
we were
less
pretty
than
far away. I
that.
thought we were a
Yeah.
couple days away.
No. You're a few hours outside of town. Basically, by the time that you guys would march back to him, it would be like, 9-10 o'clock at night, right about the time, conveniently, almost as if the DM had planned this, for you guys to rest.
Let's go see this guy.
And I could say I totally did not plan for that time frame to work. It just did, because you guys rested. You guys did a lot of short rests.
We did. Did we?
All right, so do you guys head back to where you guys had camped out with Aston Pats?
Yeah, I will.
Are
So,
we-
yeah.
Are we not looking
Let's
for the
go.
healing springs?
It is in two separate directions, I will say that. To go to the healing springs would be to go up the mountain towards Mount Hotenow. To go towards Aston Pats would be going back out to where the road that leads to Neverwinter is.
I think we should
I
just
mean-
get rid of this doll.
Yeah, the springs aren't going anywhere.
We're on the road
I was
to
thinking-
the Viridian City.
Dipping the doll in the springs. I don't know what it
Oh,
would
I
do.
see what you're saying.
Oh, makeshift
I don't
baptism.
know. It's just a passing thought. Yeah.
You can get in the water with it, maybe. Don't let go of it.
2 hands.
And now they're the cursed springs.
Oh no.
I guess you could get a basin and pour it on it.
Cure and curse is just one S away from each other. And that S
Oh,
stands for
there's
stupid. I'm sorry, that was rude.
Rude to who?
I don't know, it's just in general. I'm not trying to say that the idea was stupid.
I'm dying.
Oh.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing? Which way you heading? East to the springs or west to Mr. Pat's?
I still want to go to the springs, but it was a goal ever since he mentioned it. But I'm
Just
not
gonna
going to
go
force
west.
everyone to.
I mean, a little bit of meta knowledge. Kind of got to go up that direction at some point. So
Yeah, we have to go up there to deal with the Dargon, so.
yeah.
Yeah, the
the
now.
dark.
hot. I know, like.
Well,
as a
is there
player, I
anything
wanna
we
do
can
the
go
springs.
get? Like,
Iluna would return this doll, even though it's going to terrify her again.
I
Probably.
think what is there in town that we can get?
It
right
is
now?
right now.
Town is
This town is just a
destroyed.
slum.
Yeah.
It was being rebuilt, but that's whenever Almo Grazlov showed up and raised all the dead people that were burnt during the volcano and killed, and then just left it to rot
Yeah,
while
it's a
he
mess right now.
chilled in his tower and did his shit.
Okay.
But
Well,
that
yeah, we
guy
can go
just had to
whichever
go-
way.
Yeah.
Where you lead me, I will follow. Or we can bring him to the springs with us.
No, Iluna would try and. Wait, did you talk to him through? No, you're not going to waste that. We're just going to walk to him.
I don't have any more. Well, yeah, I don't have any more spell slots after I tried to remove curse.
Cool. I cannot think of anything else to do with this doll. Not in game or out of game.
I don't want it
think we
back.
need to just go talk to him.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
it's not very
Ashton.
far. It's just 2 hours,
Yeah.
and we can head to the springs right
Yeah.
after. And if he wants us to take the doll to remove the curse, we can take it.
Yeah. As Lucas said, on the road to Viridian City. Let's go to Ashton.
All right. Okay. So you guys push through the rest of the slums. You find your way back out to the doors that lead to the massive field before the city. As you look out here, you can see that there is now a little bit more life, as I said before, in these fields, and a lot of death. All the undead zombies and skeletons that were patrolling this area that you guys had snuck past before now just lay in heaps of bone, muscle, and flesh. You can see now the carrion crawlers and vultures and those that eat the death and decay and rot of the world starting to make their way from the forest out into the fields, as this sense of dread and death are no longer present around this area. A few hours go by, and you guys reach the area where you had camped out the night before. But as you get there, something's a little bit different this time. Now, as adventurers, you are well experienced with the sights of a camping site. Oftentimes, the ground is scorched from previous fires. There's holes and ruts dug into the ground where maybe someone pitched a tent. Just even roughened, cleared out spots where maybe a bedroll would lay in the grass. But as you get to this location where you all spent the night before, none of that is there. There's no sign of a fire. There's no sign of a tent that was pitched. All you see in this clearing is 3 wooden markers. 2 large and a small one.
Knew it.
And as you approach, you see that the larger one on the left reads, "Here lies Aston Patz, town master of Middlegarden."
Oh my goodness.
And you see on the other larger one, it says, "Here lies Vivian Patz, loving wife, caring mother." And on the smallest one, it says, "Here lies Tobias Montgomery Patz, taken from this world too soon."
I think we should lay the doll.
The doll
with
with-
the child.
Yeah.
But it sounds tormented. Do you think it'll lay it to rest?
Do.
Luna will kneel down at Tobias's little marker and, I don't know, say some words that are a bit more novel than rest in peace, but like that. And gently set the doll down, facing the, like, awaiting the screams, I guess.
As you do, you say these words. You set the doll down in front of the smallest marker. As you relinquish it from your hands, you prepare for this screech. But what you hear instead is a sigh of relief. And at that same moment, the trees around you are caught by a breeze. The clouds in the sky part ever so perfectly to allow a single beam of light to trace its way through the leaves and through the branches of the trees to highlight this resting spot.
It's too touching.
Mm.
Iluna would probably shed a tear and then walk off with Anime and find a spot and be glad this
Oh wait, it's the middle of the
tower
night.
is-
It's the middle of the night. Damn it. It's moonlight. Moonlight catches it. Sorry, I said sunlight.
I heard you say moonlight.
Yep, totally.
All I heard was light, to be
Yep,
quite
oh,
honest.
there we go. Moonlight.
Stash would
But
start cleaning
with
off the
Reed-
graves.
Yes.
Yeah, you can see that there is a little bit of dirt that has, collected, a bit of dust that has sat on the edges of these markers. which you do.
Yeah, I think Olena would make it known that he's in peace. But she would go and collect herself with her bird and
Wait a minute. So is that was a
lead away.
ghost we spoke with?
Yep.
It was a
How did we not
26.
even
Sure
see those
was.
markers there? So
It was
confused.
nighttime.
They
We
weren't.
weren't looking.
Well, no, it's because
The undead.
yeah, there was so to sort of, you know, peel back the curtain just a hair. There was some magic going on. Aston Patz was the town master, and when the town came under siege, him and his family tried to flee. Unfortunately, he was not able to save his wife and child, and he basically was living a tormented life until, you know, his final moments, which is why
He told us.
which is why the night that you guys talked to him, he kept repeating to himself the screams.
Okay.
With
But
his
he
wife and
also, when
wife and son.
Or the screams of the doll.
Well, they were the screams
Wait,
of his
you said
child.
Tobias?
Wow.
Oh, I'm thinking Matthias was
No.
Maggie's brother. I
what?
was like, wait a minute.
No.
But he told us.
Oh,
We
yeah,
asked
Maggie's
if he
brother.
was living out here, and he said something like, "Well, you could call it living."
Right.
And we were all like, "Oh," but he didn't seem undead, so we just left it with that.
Well, he wasn't undead. He was.
He was
He was a
Was he like a
spirit.
specter?
not dead
Yeah.
or
The spirit,
alive.
okay.
Yeah, he was a spirit. It was the spirit of Aston Patz.
Wow, that's crazy.
I like that side quest. That's a good one.
I appreciate that. By the
It
way,
gave
this
me
is
some
this
goosebumps.
this is in a sense what you guys were looking at. Not necessarily that they would be crosses, just because Christian iconography is the easiest thing to find.
Little tiny monsters.
Yep.
Is that in our Discord or in? Sorry.
Yeah, it's in the P5 Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a good side quest.
It
How much
was.
Now,
gold did he give us?
what's that? Oh, how much
Yeah,
gold?
how
Yeah.
much gold did he give us?
Well, so I will say that if you guys want to take a long rest, you can set up camp a few yards down the road. If we want to call it there for the night, because in order to start getting into the next stuff, I do have other things planned, but I think this is a pretty good stopping point.
Yeah.
But I will divulge a little bit. So I had every intention of you guys getting to that place first before getting to the Wizard's Tower and
Oh, jeez.
finding the doll and realizing what it does. Now, you guys did pick up on what it did after a few passes, but essentially it was the act of abandoning the child, the doll, was what caused the Constitution save and the psychic damage. Now, it would have had to have stayed with one of you, which would have been the mechanical disadvantage of going there first, because if you would have had it in your hand and then got into combat and needed to do stuff with that, you would have to put it away, make con saves every round in order to not take some of that psychic damage.
I would have burnt it. Mm-mm.
Yeah. That also had its own consequence.
Yeah, what would that have done?
It would have not stopped.
I would have figured, yeah.
Yeah.
Then that would have not stopped for whoever I was gonna burn it, because after they set it down, I was gonna burn it.
Which was why the moment Zash picked it up and was like, I cut it, I'm like, oh my god, he's doing this to himself, and there is no recompense.
No, it's just
Well,
a
I was gonna
throwback
burn
to
it,
earlier
but yeah.
times.
Oh yeah.
So he would just be tormented with screams until he
Yeah,
Till
kind
he
of.
succumbed
died.
to them.
Well,
Which is why he was having those screams, because he didn't have the doll.
so Aston Pat's had to experience those screams every single moment of his life. You know, that he survived, because he could hear his child's screams in his ears, which, you know, brought him his death.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Aw.
it was kind of the thing where if somebody would have picked it up and then you would have destroyed the doll, it essentially would have been a curse, to
Oh my
the end
God.
of your days.
And no one can remove that curse? Because I mean, when I removed curse, you said it went away
Right.
a
There
little
are
bit.
some curses there are some curses that can't be lifted unless with the power of like a wish spell.
Oh my gosh.
So now,
Albina has learned not to just burn things.
I mean, now I will also say that, like, could you have figured out a way to, you know, bring the child to rest? Sure, you could have tried to figure that out.
Here, come here, let me rock you to
Collect
sleep.
more of his things.
But yeah, that was definitely something that was a consequence. I was sitting here with crossed fingers, hoping I never had to resolve, and luckily I didn't.
I'm like, I've readied it, and she's like, wait.
hold on.
I'm like, I still haven't readied.
Oh man, and I will say,
Handed that off to the construct, what would happen?
What's up, Steve?
If someone handed that to the Webster, the construct, would that get rid of the screams? Or would he be affected by it? Carrying it?
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask her to have Anime pick it up, but I didn't want to kill her or something, and I feel real bad.
I legit don't know how I would have handled that. Like, I would have probably said that, I probably would have said that it still affects you. And I don't know though. I'm kind of glad I didn't have to rationalize that one.
Oh.
I would want to say that it would continue affecting the player because they are only classified as, you know, a companion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, if you guys had, like, you know, say an actual human companion with you, if you guys like wanted a rogue and, you know, you hired a rogue to go with you and you gave it to him, like, he would have also felt those penalties.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I was gonna have my
I
Mimcat
was
just eat
confused,
it, but then I
though.
was worried it was gonna hurt my Mimcat.
Well, it's the setting down that causes the screams. And you said if one of us kept it on us during combat or something.
oh yeah, if you
Because
like,
Hannah put it in her bag.
Yeah, I
something,
put it
and
into
she
my
didn't
cloak, and
affect
I wasn't touching it. That's why I was asking, because I didn't know.
see, I was under the impression that you were still holding it at that point.
No, because originally I
Oh.
said I have it in my left hand. I
Yeah.
saed I'm just
Yeah.
gonna tuck it into my cloak.
Sorry,
then.
I thought you still had it in your hand because yeah, it's basically the moment you relinquish the thing.
Okay.
Let go of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I
that's
would have
why I
had
was
more psych
confused.
damage at that point.
Yeah. You would have you would have
Anyhow.
rolled another one. The DC on it was 15, so it was passable.
I got a nice one.
But had you continued it, like I said, let's say you were in combat and, you know, it's like, oh, I have to put this thing in my bag of holding, you would still have heard the screams, and
That's
it would have
what I was
started
wondering.
as a DC 15, and every round the DC increased
Oh
and
my
the damage increased.
God.
So
oh, that's how he died.
and that was
I see.
like I said,
Oh
that was
my
kind of the
God.
thing. That was kind of the thing that was supposed to make this whole place a little bit more difficult. Of getting through. Well, I mean, you could as long as
we would have been dead with it.
Well,
oh god.
So here's the thing. It would have made you start to think, like, who's best to hold this? Like, okay, obviously Iluna uses her bow. You know, Seftis is swinging with a double-handed sword. Zash could have carried it because he can, you know, he could have only used one hand to attack.
And
You
my
know,
feet.
What
Yeah.
about my mim cat? What if my mim cat would have just kept it in its little paws?
I legit don't even want to consider what I would have done with a companion, because I'm so glad that nobody did that. I legit think that it was like, it's like you're handing this to an animal and the spirit of Tobias, still felt abandoned.
Oh, the cat would have hugged him. See,
With
you
its
don't
mouth.
think. No. He has 4
Ripped it.
paws. He has 4 paws, and he would have ate him probably.
With
But yeah.
claws.
Wait, my
Now-
cat can turn into anything. He could have turned into a mini human and been like, "Come here,
True.
holding it."
True. Now, I
2
will say,
2 by 2.
Very
I will say this had a different ending when I first wrote this. Not in subject matter, more in delivery, because the original ending that I actually had. Oh shoot! I forgot. I meant to stop streaming a while ago.